welcome back to another episode of 50 Shades of NBA podcast. I'm Nathan.
I'm Trey.
And we got a lot happened from the trade deadline last Thursday. And
it was wild.
Yeah, it was awesome.
My phone would not shut up.
The last 2-3 hours of that deadline was nonstop. And even after
2K trades are going crazy.
I swear. Even after just having trades be finalized or completed, it felt like more and more stuff was still coming out. But that's what a lot of today's focus is going to be on, just keeping y'all updated if you're not already on the ridiculous amount of movement that happened in the league.
It was crazy. It was crazy. Do you want me to just go right into it on the first trade here?
You can jump right into it.
So the biggest trade of the trade deadline
was
by far Jakob Poeltl going back to the Toronto Raptors for Khem Birch. A lightly protected first-round pick and 2 seconds.
Yes, sir.
Mad respect to the Spurs. Jakob was an expiring deal, and Khem is too. And they got 3 picks out of it, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, good for the Spurs. Biggest
good for
one.
The Spurs.
All trade deadline.
It's really weird that that's the one move Toronto made, though.
Yeah. We can talk about that after, but
yeah, it was kind of.
That's a great point.
I don't get what they're doing, but we'll come back to it. Let me run into the next trade. So this one, kind of a minor trade. Kevin Durant and TJ Warren went to Phoenix.
Yep.
In exchange, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, 4 first-round picks in a first-round pick in 2023, 2025, 2027, 2029, and then a pick swap in 2028, and 2 seconds from Milwaukee in 28 and 29 went to the Nets. The Bucks got Jay Crowder out of this for those 2 firsts, or those 2 seconds. And then the Pacers, which is by far, I think, the biggest winner of this trade because they did nothing.
They just sat and reaped the rewards.
They got George Hill, Serge Ibaka, Jordan Nwora, 3 future second-round picks via Milwaukee, cash considerations from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Gave up basically nothing.
Pretty much.
It's awesome.
Sure, throw us in the mix.
Yeah, we'll be there. You need us to take on some contracts? Give me 3 second-round picks and cash. And I really enjoy...
We'll happily do it.
I really enjoy where the cash considerations came from because they came from the Nets. The Nets paid money to the Pacers to take on players they didn't want to take on.
That's awesome.
I think it's really funny.
Goated moves for the Pacers there.
Nice job,
Props
Pacers.
to their front office.
Shout out to their front office, to their coaching staff. Hint, hint. Dr. C, get him on.
Especially their assistant coach. Heard he's doing great things out there.
Yep. Into our next trade. The Clippers added Mason Plumlee, Eric Gordon, and I believe Bones Highland, but I don't know if I see him on here right now.
Yeah, the Clippers did acquire Bones Highland. Yep.
The Clippers for the Mason Plumlee trade gave Charlotte Reggie Jackson and a 2028 second-round pick. Reggie Jackson has since been bought out.
Yep.
I believe he signed with the Nuggets. If I'm
Reggie
remembering my stuff right,
I can look for you.
You look it up. I'm gonna go over to Eric Gordon. So the Clippers then add Eric Gordon and 3 future second-round picks. In exchange, the Rockets got John Wall, LOL, Danny Green from the Memphis Grizzlies, and a protected pick swap. I don't know what that means, but that's what they got. I understand it's a pick swap. I understand it's protected. I've never seen those 2 things together. And then Memphis got Luke Kennard out of the deal. So,
okay. Reggie Jackson was signed in with the Nuggets.
Cool. I remember correctly. So, yeah, kind of a fun trade for the Clippers. They got rid of Luke Kennard, got 3 second-round picks, and then got Eric Gordon out of it, which
Bones
is also a 1-year rental.
Yep.
Bones isn't in that trade.
Oh, my bad. I was thinking about just who they got overall.
Yes. And so that's a good one. And then they got Bones Highland. I definitely remember putting him on here, but I must have deleted it on accident.
Oh, well.
But Bones Highland is also a Clipper
Yep.
for second-round picks, I believe. For 2, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Cool. Good pickup for the Clippers, but Bones Highland was not producing in Denver for whatever reason.
Mike Malone didn't like him.
Just wasn't producing. Whatever was happening, Mike Malone didn't like him. He was taking a regression step. He wasn't producing. So they got rid of him.
Rip.
Which is kind of weird. He went from a contending to a contending team as a young player. I feel like we don't usually see that.
Him. Yeah.
But I'm happy for him. I hope Ty Lue's a great coach.
Yeah. One of the best in the biz.
Yeah. So, I mean, hey, good for Bones. Nuggets, I feel like, are massive losers here. You lose a young player that you had under control for another year after this.
Yeah. With
and then
a lot
restricted free agency.
Offensive potential, too. So.
And you really probably could have gotten a first-round pick in the offseason for this guy.
I'd agree.
But I guess in a way, it does get you that path to Reggie Jackson. So, whatever you want to do.
Long term, who knows? We'll see how it pans out.
The Boston Celtics got Mike Muscala from the OKC Thunder.
Yep.
Now, us here, 50 Shades of NBA pod, at least one of us, is a massive Mike Muscala fan.
It's Trey, by the way.
It's Trey, because he hit the 3 for OKC that took them from the 20th to the 21st spot in the NBA draft, and that gave that first-round pick to Philadelphia because it was top 20 protected in a game that did not matter because they were already going to play each other in the playoffs. It was literally the 4th through 5th seed, and then it was the 5th through 4th seed. And because he hit that 3, won the game, they lost their first-round pick. It went to Philadelphia. We used that pick on Tyrese Maxey. So thank you very much, Mike Muscala.
Boom.
Have a nice day. Good luck in Boston. Out of breath.
You're good. You're putting in overtime. Appreciate it.
The Thunder got Justin Jackson and 2 future second-round picks from Mike Muscala.
Mm-hmm.
And if I remember correctly, Justin Jackson was the guy who, along with Harrison Barnes, got traded from the Mavericks to the Kings.
I don't remember.
Or he was involved in that trade somehow. I can't remember. But it was.
I'll go with it.
Harrison Barnes hit a game winner for the Mavs, and then they were like, "Hey, we traded you while you were in the game."
Sorry about that.
But yeah, that's what
Gets
I remember.
to his locker. He's like, "Where's all my stuff?"
Sacramento.
On the road. Yeah. I'll be ready for you on the plane.
You go to Sacramento now.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for hitting the game winner. Goodbye.
It's been real.
It's been fun.
It ain't been real fun. Not for Harrison.
For no one. I don't have it trademarked.
Patent pending.
Patent pending?
Yeah.
Bam.
It's in the works.
It's not.
It's not. It's
Pelicans trade for Josh Richardson, who the Spurs are rumored to be shopping around. They said that they would do it for like 2 seconds or a first, I think.
Mm-hmm.
They ended up getting 4 seconds in Devontae Graham.
Yes, they did.
Which is
I think
a lot of picks.
Really good for the Spurs.
But it's really good for the Spurs because you aren't doing anything.
No.
You take the salary dump in Devontae Graham.
Yep.
They basically charged 2 seconds for Josh Richardson and then 2 seconds to take on Devontae Graham's awful contract. He's still got 3 years left on it at like 12 to 14 mil a year. It's
That's brutal.
It's bad. It's not a good contract. I like Devontae Graham a lot.
Just not the contract.
Not a good contract. But yeah, definite win for the Spurs.
Mm-hmm.
The Detroit Pistons get James Wiseman. The Warriors got Gary Payton II and 3 conditional seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Again, conditional seconds is not something I've heard of regularly. So the Hawks got Sadiq Bey.
Yep.
And the Trailblazers received Kevin Knox and 5 second-round picks.
Yes, they did.
Also, I think legitimately, in terms of long-term success, the Trailblazers were by far the winners of this trade deadline. Okay. I'll get into it here in a second.
Yeah.
But I think that's...
Yeah, I want to hear more of your reasoning behind that.
Yeah, so that's that trade. That trade actually almost didn't go through because Portland was forcing Gary Payton II to play through injury.
Almost didn't pass that physical. That's what they're waiting on, right?
He failed 2 of them.
Yeah.
He failed 2 physicals, and then the Warriors were like...
It was like 2 days after the deadline that
the league was like,
it's still not finalized.
The league was like, since you weren't made aware of it, you can say no to the trade now that you're aware of everything and put all the pieces back. But the Warriors were like, how do we put James Wiseman back on our team knowing we traded him for Gary Payton II?
Yeah. Hey, welcome back. Sorry about that. That was really weird, huh?
Really gave up on you, number 2 overall pick.
We didn't mean it.
I like James Wiseman a lot.
We'll see what he does in Detroit.
I'm excited for him. They want to make him a starting center, they said.
Okay.
They already have Jalen Durant. Just play Jalen Durant. Stop. No. Don't pull a Knicks where you trade for Emmanuel Mudiay and don't let Frank Ntilikina develop. It's a really deep cut into like the 2012 Knicks, but what are you going to do? Frank Ntilikina gang. Phoenix gets Darius Bazley.
Yep.
In exchange, the Thunder get Dario Saric, a 2029 second, and cash considerations.
Love it.
This is a really good trade for Phoenix. I like Darius Bazley a lot. I think it's crazy that he was only worth a second in Dario, who isn't doing anything this season. I think he's been mostly injured. I will shout out Dario. His Instagram is Megalodon, and I love it. Hashtag former Sixer.
Oh, my God. That's awesome.
The Nuggets received Thomas Bryant.
Yep.
Which I thought was crazy at the time. I did not think the Lakers were going to trade him after how well he was playing.
No, he's producing.
He's on a 1-year minimum, though. And because of that, they don't have bird rights in the offseason, so they wouldn't be able to resign him if he played himself out of a minimum, which he definitely has.
Absolutely.
So that being said, I was like, while it would be smart to trade him, I don't know what you're going to do at backup center for this year because you are trying to win LeBron a ring because the West is wide open. I was watching the guy that we always watch about LeBron stuff.
Okay.
He was talking about how the West is always open. You have to he was talking about how they wouldn't trade the picks for
Mhm.
LeBron.
Yeah.
But it applies here too. Because I was like, why would you not
Go all in.
Yeah.
When you have LeBron.
What are you doing? Why'd you get rid of Thomas Bryant? Then the trade completed.
Yep.
And the Lakers received Mo Bamba,
Yep.
Davon Reed, and a second round pick. Pretty solid.
Yeah,
honestly.
they got their center.
Mo Bamba is a center for the future potentially. He's a restricted free agent, so you get bird rights, you get first say on his contract, whether or not you want to match or not. It's a really good thing. And I'm gonna shout it out right now. Davon Reed, really good 3-point shooter.
All right.
Has been like a 15th to 17th man in the NBA on every team he's been on. I know he shoots threes well. I use him in 2K a lot.
I love that.
They also got a second round pick out of that. The Clippers. Oh, this is the Bones Highland trade.
Yep.
The Clippers got Bones Highland out of this.
Further down.
Yeah. The Clippers got Bones Highland out of this. Not exactly sure how. Give me a second here. And then the Orlando Magic received Pat Bev, who goes buyout, and a 2024 second round pick via Denver and cash considerations via LAL.
Perfect.
So, yeah. I mean, they basically trade Nishan for Thomas Bryant in the end. Makes a little more sense. You still don't have bird rights on him. What are you going to do?
I think they're just looking. The Nuggets, is that who you're talking about? Yeah. They just want to help give Jokic some sort of a breather.
They do.
Yeah.
And Thomas Bryant's a great backup center.
They're looking purely at this year alone because I don't, like cap-wise, they have way too much tied up in MPJ, Jamal, and Jokic to give him what he's probably going to get this offseason.
I see him making 6 to 10 mil a year. And if he's on that
solid.
Lower side of 6, they can probably use their taxpayer MLE. I believe there's taxpayer.
If he goes to a smaller market, he'll definitely get that 10 because that's just what he'd be valued at there.
But only if they're trying to contend and have the money for him, which you'll see what happens. But I see what you're doing there.
Yeah.
Denver. It's really good for this season.
Yeah.
You traded someone that you had control of this season, next season, and then the foreseeable contract after that. So I hope you know what you're doing. I also hope you don't.
Just a Nugget hater, Jokic hater.
Just a little Jokic hater. In me. And then our final trade.
Yep.
The Lakers received D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, and Jared Vanderbilt, which breaks my little heart.
You wanted him bad on the Sixers.
I wanted him so bad. Actually, we have one trade after this. I skipped one.
Okay.
Because I wanted dramatic effect.
Yeah.
Lakers received D'Lo, Malik, Jared Vanderbilt. Timberwolves will receive Mike Conley, Nickeil Alexander Walker.
Nah.
The 2024 second round via LAL.
Yep.
2025, 2026 seconds via Jazz. And the Jazz receive Russell Westbrook, Juan Toscano Anderson, Damian Jones, who has the highest vert in 2K we just found out of all time.
We're doing a little
and a 2027 first round pick from the Lakers, top 4 protected.
Yep.
Which splits into 2 seconds in 2030 and 2031, pretty sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Damn, Trey, you put
one more trade.
Work.
My bad. I'm so sorry. I forgot about the biggest trade of the season.
Let's hear it.
Portland adds Matisse Thybulle, Cam Reddish, Ryan Arcidiacono, question mark. I can't confirm that with anything other than a few sources.
Okay.
A lottery protected first round pick from the Knicks this year. And if they're in the lottery, it splits to 4 second round picks. And if they're not, they get a first round pick this year, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And they get my boy Matisse. The Knicks get Josh Hart.
Yes.
To reunite him with Jalen Brunson.
Yep.
2 Nova teammates.
Yep.
Shout out both of them. Love both of them, actually.
I know they were both psyched.
They were both very excited.
Did you see the post-game press conference with those two? After the first game, Josh Hart played with Jalen Brunson. Yeah. One of the reporters was like, "Oh, how does it feel that you guys are now back on the same team here in the NBA?" And Josh Hart goes, "I'll answer this one," and pulls out a FaceTime screenshot of Jalen Brunson just like fangirling over the news, and
that's
he's
so
like,
cool.
That's the reaction, and
that's so cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I like a lot of the New York Knicks players.
Okay,
and it makes me happy when they're happy because Matisse is gone. Nathan. Also in this trade, Philly gets Jalen McDaniels and 2 second round picks. Yeah. So they trade Matisse for a young player who will be an unrestricted free agent at the end of this year, and then 2 second round picks. And they traded Matisse and the Charlotte second round pick this year back to Charlotte. That's where Jalen McDaniels was from.
Yeah.
And then Portland also throws in Svi Mikhailiuk.
I love it. Nice.
It just kind of hurt that Philly loses their only pick this year.
Yeah.
Because their second round pick was forfeited because of the tampering this offseason. which would be, a late second round, but it doesn't really matter.
Still,
they develop well. Shout out Paul Reed, Isaiah Joe. Charles Passy, he's got a new contract. All that. Trey. All these Sixers players. I'm getting off topic. I don't like Matisse is gone, but it's a really good trade. Jalen's looked great in his first few games. Matisse looked phenomenal in his first Portland
he had
debut.
a good debut.
Honestly, as soon as that jersey, I'm gonna get that jersey.
Yep.
I love him so much. It's a little unhealthy at this point, honestly. Like when I go to bed, I think of Matisse.
You could get worse, so
I could. Yeah,
I'll let you know. Yeah, I'll let you know when you hit that line, and then
I'm gonna get a body pillow and put Matisse's jersey on it.
Okay. Do like a printout of his face too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Put it on my ceiling. So
I think when we get there, then I'll tell you, hey, bro, you're going a little too far.
I'm gonna punch you.
Okay.
I've been violent the last 2 podcasts.
You really have.
Yeah, it's because Matisse has been in the trade.
Yeah, you knew something was happening.
Everyone knew something was happening.
Yeah. I wish the Jazz got
surprisingly,
him.
I do too, because I would have.
I
would have caught the Jazz jersey so fast.
It would have been a happy day.
Yeah. No, it breaks my heart, but it's a good thing. The reason I want to say that the Portland Trailblazers won this trade deadline, right?
Okay.
You got 2 young players, Cam Reddish and Matisse Thybulle.
Yep.
One of them was a top pick, hasn't really developed as well as need be, but also isn't getting the playing time in New York.
Yep.
And the other one was getting playing time in Philly, but was easily one of the best defenders I've ever seen play basketball. I almost said football because Super Bowl.
Fair enough. Rip Eagles.
Shut your mouth.
You're a Titans fan, bro.
Yeah, but I'm also a Philly fan.
Okay.
Philly.
You kind of have to be.
I love you. I kind of have to be.
Yeah.
They have my whole heart.
Yeah, that's fair.
And every other sports team that isn't, because obviously Sixers have been my team.
Yep.
Tennessee's been my team.
Yep.
I didn't have a hockey team. I didn't have an MLS team. I didn't have a baseball team.
You can have I
was like
box lacrosse league team too.
It's whatever one you're on.
It's the wing. Oh, okay. Well, not on one.
You should be.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm on one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But continue.
Yeah. No, it absolutely breaks my heart to see Matisse go. But I do like Jalen. There's some character concerns with him, but we'll see. There hasn't been anything since he's been in the NBA.
Okay.
Which is good. But there's just some stuff in high school.
Stuff. Okay.
Yeah. Little too graphic to talk about on a lighthearted pod like this. But
okay. Sounds good.
It concerns me because Matisse is a freaking sweetheart out there. Just smiling, goofing around, getting 17 steals a night per 36. Being the only player to block multiple Steph Curry shots, jump shots in the same game. He blocked like 3 3-pointers.
That's what's up.
Oh, he's so good, man. He does this thing where he overreaches for steals, and then they drive inside, and he just waits for them to go up for another layup, and he just smacks it into their face.
Nice.
I love it.
It's strategic.
He had like 3 blocks.
That's awesome.
For Portland in his debut, and he was all smiles. He was just so happy that he said something about I'm just happy I'm somewhere I'm wanted.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
he's loved.
I wanted you.
He's finally loved.
I was like, I loved you.
Man, your love wasn't enough.
It wasn't. And that's
okay. Tweet at him enough.
I didn't tweet at him all. I don't want to bother him.
Okay, that's fair. But
I promise I'm not this unhinged about Matisse in real life. It's just kind of funny.
Yeah, no, it's all for jokes.
But I'm pretty close.
Yeah.
I'm pretty close.
It's like some of the gray area.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where Trey is right now.
Yeah, I almost didn't go to my class the day he got traded.
That is true. I saw Trey in the lunchroom and he didn't look good.
I was wearing the jersey.
He was wearing the jersey. Yeah.
I wore my T's jersey 2 days after, for the next 2 days he was traded.
I think that's all right though.
Yeah, it's out of respect.
Playing homage to your fallen player.
But he's been good. But yeah, so the
Trailblazers are your biggest winners.
They get 2 young players.
Yeah.
They get a minimum of a first round pick this year. And if it's not, then they get 4 seconds plus all the other seconds they accumulated from trades. They just kind of kept doing things. And I was just like, dang, dude, someday Shadon Sharp, Cam Reddish, and Matisse Thybulle are going to coexist and lead Dame to his first ring in Rip City.
Damn, that's a cool thought.
I'm gonna shout out. That wasn't even my thought. So Andy Quach.
Okay,
I believe that's how you say the last name. He's one of my buddies at PSN.
Shout out Andy.
Massive Trailblazers fan. So he posted this thing of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle meme of
Master Splinter
and Damian Lillard is over it and he's holding all their hands.
That's
and
awesome.
then it just goes down and it's just got the trophy attached to old Splinter and it's all the turtles grown up and it's Shay and all these players and I'm like, Who dares call me? Jesse.
Shout out Jesse.
Shout out Jesse. That's my mother. Jesse, I'm in the podcast. Let me send you a text real quick. You take it from here.
Yeah. I like your winner. My winner is second round picks, because at the end of the day, it was something like 49 different second round picks were exchanged. And to me, that's ridiculous. It was literally, there was a lot of people on Twitter and other social media apps saying these were just 2K trades that you're close to getting the player, but you have to throw in a second round pick, just to have the cherry on top.
It's not done yet. Second round pick.
Yep. And then there's a lot of stuff there, like GMs negotiating. They're like, all right, give me 5 seconds to think about it. And they're like, okay, 5 seconds. But I thought that was pretty funny too. But aside from the second round pick being my big winners, I think if you're a Clippers fan, they did a lot, and they didn't have any really big splash like a Kevin Durant being added to their team, but they added a lot for their depth, and that's huge when you have a team of Kawhi Leonard and Paul George who are practically out every other night.
Team, honestly,
yeah, and they just bolstered that up. And as we know in the playoffs, having a good bench is huge.
It really is.
You look at a team like the Suns; they had to give a lot of their bench pieces and role players to acquire Kevin Durant. You don't think?
They gave up 2.
Okay, well,
they gave
Bridges
up their
was
2
good.
best.
Yeah,
they gave up 3, but Jay Crowder hasn't been playing.
No, but I don't know. Clippers might have one of the best benches now in the West.
I think they already did.
Okay,
I like their bench a lot, and now I like it more.
Okay, yeah, I really like all the moves the Clippers made. So
they did excellent.
Okay,
they did excellent things.
Yeah, I would agree with you. Then obviously I would throw in the Suns, because you get a player like Kevin Durant who's top 5 in the league when healthy. So it's hard to beat that. It really is. They have a nice just top 4. CP3.
They do.
Devin Booker, KD, and Ayton. So
yeah. So the reason, the reason why they couldn't include Ayton in the trade?
Why? His contract, or they weren't able to trade him yet because of that when he signed, or what?
No. So he's a rookie extension contract, and a team cannot have more than one rookie extension contract on their team that was not signed with that team. So like you can re-sign all your rookies. Yeah. No big deal. But if I trade you Ben Simmons, who signed his rookie contract extension with Philly, I can't trade you DeAndre Ayton, who signed his rookie extension.
So Simmons screwed this up for the Nets to get DeAndre Ayton.
Still. Yep.
Okay. I bet. Does that make you happy?
No, it's almost sad to dislike Simmons.
Yeah.
Because I just don't understand fully what happened. Like, I understand he took a year off. His drop off from this year to his last year in Philly is insane.
It's been a terrible fall off.
What happened?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
You look around, and he probably has the worst contract right now in the NBA. I mean, because even Russell Westbrook, which a lot of people would be like, oh, he has the worst contract.
It's expiring.
Yeah, it's expiring, and he's still putting up numbers. A lot of turnovers, but at one point he was a nice hot pick for 6th man of the year.
He was.
I don't know.
It was. Yeah, he was very good. It's. I think honestly, he's the worst contract in the NBA.
Yeah, I think it doesn't get worse than that. It really
you have
doesn't.
A bunch of money that little tied production. Who has already shown that he's willing to sit out an entire season and not work on his game at all. Come back and play worse than he ever has before.
Yep.
Did you see? I don't know who they were playing. I think they were playing Memphis, and not a single person guarded him from the 3-point line. Like, they all just ignored him as he took the ball up. They just all ignored him and double teamed a bunch of players. He scored it, but also it was just like, that's not going to hurt you that often.
No.
You gave up 2 points to Ben Simmons. Okay.
Yeah, honestly, I'd live with that every single day.
He's unplayable.
Let him get the ball and lock off everyone else.
He's unplayable in the 4th quarter of playoff games.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Just can't use him at all. His defense was so good before because he could match up 1 through 5 and was typically on 1, 2, or 3, maybe a 4.
Yeah.
Now he's a backup 5, He's a little undersized for that position, and he doesn't have the interior defense like other centers do.
Yep.
He has excellent perimeter defense. Probably one of the best perimeter defenders in the league when fully healthy and committed to playing basketball.
Yeah.
It's just he doesn't need it. He's playing, unless you're on like Brook Lopez, who's chucking like 4 threes a night. Yeah. What are you gonna do? I don't know. It's just the fall of Ben Simmons is almost to the point of being sad, where there is no rivalry anymore. If he was still Ben Simmons of old in the regular season, the rivalry would be fine.
He's diminished the rivalry single-handedly.
The Nets and the Sixers played the other night. Did you see anything on Twitter about Ben Simmons' second return to Philly?
Nope.
Exactly, because he was a backup center.
No one cares.
It's just like, all right, we won the trade.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, you don't want to rub it in anymore, because at that point you're just bullying. You're just rubbing salt into the wound.
You really are.
But now that we kind of talked about our winners of the trade deadline, who are your losers?
Phoenix.
Wow.
I don't mean that. I just wanted to be
one
mean.
of my winners.
I would say the Knicks front office.
Okay, or a loser?
Yeah.
Okay. Get into that.
The Knicks teammate chemistry, excellent thing. The Knicks front office was trying to trade Cam Reddish for picks after already trading a pick for him, was trying to sell super dirt cheap. Couldn't, still had to attach a first because they were also requiring a good player. But is Josh Hart really the player at the trade deadline who you were like, this guy, he pushes us over the edge to be a true contender in the East?
I think definitely not, but he was one of my more favorite role players.
He is one of the best. He is, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a high level role player.
Yeah.
And, making your team happy is very important. Jalen's not going to be upset with them for a while because of this. It had to be really bad. But at the same time, like, what are you doing? I would also say the Toronto Raptors are my biggest loser by far.
I like that one.
I don't understand what they're doing. You're doing all these things of like, OG's going for 3 picks, Pascal or Fred's out, the other one's staying. The only person who's untouchable is Scotty Barnes.
Yep.
And then you trade a first-round pick for Jakob Poeltl in 2 seconds?
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
With all the news and reports that were coming out of that from the Raptors franchise, I thought they were going to blow it up.
They should have.
Yeah. I mean, they just won't be able to compete in the East. And at that point, what are you doing?
Yeah,
you're not going to be good enough for a good lottery pick, and you're not good enough to make any noise in the playoffs. So you're just sitting there in no man's land.
It's rough.
Yeah.
It's rough to say the least. I don't fully understand what they're doing.
I don't know. I feel like OG, like all those players, maybe besides Fred, but Pascal, he's playing at a really good level this year. And OG, like they were probably at one of the... Yeah, you might as well capitalize when you have that ability to profit off of them.
Yeah, you're not going to do anything with them.
Sell while they're hot. Sell while they're on top.
Yeah.
But, I mean, 3 first-round picks for OG, dude?
I'd pull the trigger.
That'd put you in such a good spot to build around Scotty in the future.
It's 3, which means it extends 6 years out because of the Stepien rule.
Yep.
What team is going to be good in 6 years? What did the NBA look like 6 years ago?
Literally, dude.
In 2017, the Warriors were still a thing. Kawhi was on the Spurs, I believe, because that was 2018 that he got traded.
Harden was on the Rockets.
And they were a contender, perennial. What?
It's ridiculous.
Do you pull that trigger just for a shot in the dark at a top prospect?
Yeah.
Because you're not doing anything with it anyway.
Nope.
Unless you can move OG for a superstar like Kevin Durant, who's gone, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I don't either.
I don't get it.
But
that being said, now that we've said all this stuff about how they should have blown it up, they're going to go on the most improbable championship run of all time.
Could you imagine, dude?
I could, because the Raptors like to do that to me.
Maybe just to the Sixers.
The Raptors.
They'll just upset the Sixers in the playoffs. Just be like, what the hell happened, Philly?
You watch your mouth.
Just telling you. I'm using your words.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm using your words.
No, seriously, it doesn't make sense right now. But if it works out for them, hey.
Good on them.
Maybe it's like, you remember when the Hawks started their rebuild that ended in Trey Young?
Yep.
Do you remember who their coach was?
Right
before?
Nate something?
No. Before him.
No,
who was their coach during their contention years?
I don't remember.
Budenholzer.
Was it really?
He was the 60 wins Paul Millsap, Al Horford Hawks. And because they started to rebuild, Their coach said, "Hey, I don't want to coach here. Is that okay?" And they said, "Yeah, we'll let you go."
Yeah.
And he went to the Bucks.
Yeah, I mean, he's been doing.
So maybe they're
well
trying to save Nick Nurse.
Okay.
He's a great coach.
Yeah.
One of the best. I'll say one of the best. I was thinking about saying the best, but there's a lot of good coaches.
He's a really good players coach.
And Pop
for
still
sure.
hasn't retired.
Nope.
So he's one of the best for sure.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what they're doing is they're like, we can't, because he was clearly upset when they're like, they shut OG down for a little bit to see trade stuff.
Yep.
And he was like, I guess we don't have him anymore. And everyone was like,
he was fully prepared for that man to not be on the team post Thursday, last Thursday. Seriously. So he's probably happy. I mean, for his sake, he still has some player talent to work with to try and make a push into the playoffs. Because right now they are 9th in the East and 2 games back from the Hawks. But looking at a play-in spot right now,
it's just, is the play-in really worth it? Okay, we'll debate the play-in here in a sec because I don't think it's worth it anymore.
Yeah.
Because LeBron, the reason the play-in existed was I feel like because LeBron wanted to make the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
They wanted LeBron in. He made it in. Whatever. It's just so. Back to the Raptors.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me that you still didn't even capitalize on Fred VanVleet. What are you going to give him a massive contract this summer like he wants? You already offered him a decent one.
Yep.
A respectable contract, over $100 million.
Yep.
And he said no because he wants more. Fine. That should be okay. You can sign this, or we're gonna have to find a trade partner for you, with you, because they are a very listen. We'll do right by our players organization. Yeah. And Fred's one of those examples of undrafted guy who they were like, we got you.
They're doing right by him, or trying to at least.
Yeah, and it feels like they're having that kind of guy who could break out someday with Delano Banton as their backup point guard right now. So I don't see what they're doing in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
How do you not capitalize on Freddie B?
I'm with you there for the Raptors as one of my biggest losers at the trade deadline. I really wanted them to blow it up just to build around Scotty. Another team, though, who is in a better spot overall is the Heat. Yeah.
I was going to guess it right. Yeah, it's the Heat.
Okay, yeah. I wanted the Heat to make some sort of move. I thought Kyle Lowry was for sure off that team. But I don't know.
I don't know how you trade Kyle Lowry.
I don't know who's taking him or what that would have looked like, but maybe someone younger. Well, obviously someone younger because they're kind of an old team with Jimmy Butler.
They're a very old team.
And I'm not sure.
Someone more on Bam Adebayo's timeline.
Yeah, exactly. So I wanted them to kind of go in a younger direction for the point guard position. But in my eyes, they're probably going to be a second round exit. Most likely. Like that's their ceiling.
Yeah.
To me, is a second round exit.
That being said, I said
like
the same thing.
Matchup wise, I don't know how that'll look. But
I said the same thing championship year. Their championship appearance, they were a second round exit ceiling.
Oh, in the bubble year?
Yeah, the bubble year.
Okay.
I don't know how much weight we can. I want to debate that too. I don't know how much weight we can put into bubble year anymore.
Wow. All right. We'll start with the play-in, and because honestly, they're my last loser. Just off the top of my head, for the trade deadline. Maybe if I think of another one, I'll shout that out. Yeah, exactly. But
the Grizzlies were pretty slick.
They're quiet.
They were quiet, but they were pretty slick. They switched Danny Green out for Luke Kennard, which is an improvement. Danny Green's also going to get bought out.
Yep.
So people are talking Danny Green back to Philly, which would be cool. Let's talk playing game.
Okay.
Then I want to talk about two former Sixers that I'm angry about.
Okay. And then bubble.
And then we'll go to
time.
Bubble
okay.
Year.
Playing tournament.
If we got time for it. I don't know what battery we're at. We're pretty low.
All right. Trey's checking that. Okay.
You talk about playing it first. I'll check the battery.
I mean, in my eyes, the whole idea of the plan was to try and get LeBron in the playoffs, like you said, because the Lakers weren't doing well that year. And honestly, what is the NBA playoffs without LeBron James in it?
The future?
Shut up, Trey. I'm not ready for it, dude.
I know. I'm not either.
I'm not ready for it. The league's obviously not ready for it either. Because I genuinely believe that's the only reason why they put the play-in tournament in.
Yeah. I mean, that
and I guess
it's so competitive.
It is, but man, maybe
how much do you care about playing games?
I don't really care about the play-in games whatsoever.
I would only care if my team's in it. Like if I was like a Charlotte fan the last 2 years.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. But other than that, I don't care.
That Celtics year,
if
they
my
had to
team,
match up against one-seeded Nets. I guess I would care if I was a Celtics fan.
Yeah, if my team's already in it, like top 6 or whatever,
yeah,
I'm cooling.
How annoyed would you be if you were the 7th seed and didn't
I'd
make
be
the playoffs?
pissed. I'd be so
You're the
pissed.
7th seed. Bite me. Put
You're
me
like,
in.
okay.
But also, you could be like, okay, week 7 seed.
Yeah, if for the 7th seed and maybe the 8th seed, depending on, how many win losses separate the two, I'd be really annoyed considering, you are trying to compete throughout the whole year and, you have the 9-10 that in previous years
Toronto Raptors type team.
Toronto Raptors. Yeah, I'm just
they
looking
want
at
a chance to
damn.
make the playoffs. Every team wants to win. Every player wants to win. And every coach
that
wants
is
to
true.
win.
That is true.
So I see the reasoning behind it. I just don't care.
Yeah, I don't either.
It's so annoying. I'm just like, all right.
It's just extra stuff.
Yeah, like you want to sell more tickets, NBA.
Yep,
I see you.
That's cool.
You
get a
want to
little
do
more money
things,
broadcasting.
My dog just yawned. Shout out, Madden.
But I also think there's other ways to make it more interesting. I think really early on in our podcasting episodes, we talked about like a mid-season tournament or something like that. Do you remember that?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
I would be way more interested in something like that as opposed to the playing games.
That'd be so cool.
Again, I don't know how it would work out, but I think it'd be way like for everyone in the league, everyone watching, all the franchises, all the fan bases would be way more bought in something like that where everyone's involved as opposed to 4 teams in a play-in.
I agree. It'd be fun. And also,
it would be fun.
Your stars wouldn't play, but that'd give you a chance to be like, all right, let's get some Paul Reed in there. You know, he doesn't play that much. He wants to play. This guy could use a little bonus.
Even if it is you're like a team that is in the 9-10 position, you're still going to have the same players in, just a chance to showcase those talents for whatever reward, they're playing for. But playing tournament, not a fan. I think they only did it to get LeBron in.
Get LeBron and get money. Both of those things actually happened together because they got LeBron and got more money for it.
Yes, they did. But I don't know, man.
I wholeheartedly agree with you. I wholeheartedly agree with you. I think the play-in game...
Okay, well, my last thought. It also just decentivizes teams who they know they have talent and they know they're good. Like, you don't have to be, top 8 anymore to get in. Like, you still have a chance at the 10 seed.
It does. I see what you're saying.
5 teams miss it in each conference.
Yeah, it's having 2/3 of the entire league make some form of the playoffs is kind of crazy.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, the play-in tournament is playoffs. Whether you like it or not, it's an extended portion of the season.
Yeah, whether or not you're saying it's... Because I see the argument for not being playoffs because there's no playoff statistics counted in it. But also, win a game or get eliminated, that's playoffs. Like, what do you want from me? It
definitely is. It's just March Madness.
I think I have another idea. Let's have the lottery teams play a tournament for no reason.
That'd be cool.
No reason at all. You know what? Let's have the lottery teams play a tournament where anyone can show up and try out for the team.
Oh.
Yeah, no money. Just come hang out, and then if you win, we'll give you $500,000. Everyone on your team.
Okay.
That might not work. No one would come watch that.
I don't know how that would work either.
Bunch of random
or maybe
dudes.
Like top 4, play for the first round pick. First overall pick.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, how's that fair to the worst team? The worst team should get the first overall pick.
Screw 'em, man. I don't know.
You're gonna get a team
help the tanking.
Yeah, a team like the Spurs never getting a first overall pick because they're too bad to win, but not good enough to win.
I'm just throwing spaghetti and seeing what sticks.
We'll see what sticks. That's what I did too.
Exactly.
I hear you.
But I'm glad we're both on the same page of anti-playing.
Anti is such a strong word for it. I just
not a fan.
Would prefer not to have it.
Okay, we're both on the same page of preferring not to have the play-in.
Not a fan. Like hating it's really strong.
Okay,
but I'm definitely.
I'll still watch it.
Yeah, it's basketball. I'm not gonna. Yeah. Listen, we're grasping at straws here at the end of this.
If I miss it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be like, upset. Oh, I missed a playoff game. But it is a playoff game.
Oh well. Talk to me about the 2 players that former Sixers, that you're very upset about.
So I'm gonna shout out Charles Bassey. He was drafted late 2nd round pick for the Sixers. He's performed fantastically. anytime he gets to play. He had a really good game against the Cavaliers like 3 years ago for the Sixers.
Yeah.
They cut him this offseason, or they didn't
Sad.
guarantee his contract, one of the two. And I think they cut him. And he went to the San Antonio Spurs and got a 4-year contract from them. And he's been playing great. He got his 4-year contract recently. Shout out Charles Bassey.
Mm-hmm.
But I do wish you were still our backup center, so we weren't running Dwayne Dedmon and Montrezl Harrell. I don't have anything against Dwayne Dedmon yet. I just feel like he's getting up there in age, so he
33.
might not be the most effective player in the playoffs this year.
Okay.
That's fine. That's whatever. Montrez has not been playing well on defense at all.
Mm-hmm.
His offense has been A-okay-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just rough. But shout out Charles Bassey. Congratulations on your new contract. The other player I'm more angry about, the other player that lights a fire in my soul, Isaiah Joe.
Isaiah Joe
of the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Okay.
Was cut by the Sixers at the beginning of the season.
Yep.
To save $1 million. He is currently leading the entire league in 3-point percentage. Tell me a Daryl Morey team that doesn't want the league leader in 3-point percentage.
That's a great point.
Also, that you drafted in the first place. Sorry, I snapped. My dog was on the table. It's bizarre in this world. So, the Sixers drafted him with like the 44th overall pick, something around that range.
Okay.
From Arkansas because they promised to draft him. They do this all the time where they promise to draft players and then teams just trade for that player and force them to trade for the guy they promised to draft. That's what happened with Matisse. He was traded. He was drafted by the Celtics technically. But yeah, I don't understand why on earth you cut him, especially when we had an extra roster spot because we cut Charles Bassey and that cut us down to 15, which is the correct amount.
Okay. So they really just weren't feeling it.
And then you cut Isaiah Joe. And my boss mentioned something profound to me today about how when we had Seth Curry, it wasn't really as big of a deal because we already had that archetype. We could cut him. We didn't have Seth Curry when we cut him.
Yeah. You just cut him to cut him?
You cut him
Is
to
that
cut
what
him.
It sounds like?
To say, because he was on a non-guaranteed contract and he would have been guaranteed the next day, so they cut him. And then they were like, we want to sign you to our G League team. And the Thunder were like, we'll give you a 4-year contract.
Yeah.
And now he's leading the entire league in 3-point percentage.
Good on him.
Great on him.
Yeah.
He is so good. He is so talented. He's one of the best 3-point shooters in the entire league right now.
Yep. Is he in the 3-point contest, do you know?
No, he is not, I believe.
That's tough.
I believe so.
Lauri Markkanen is.
Hey, that's awesome.
Yep.
I'm excited for that.
NBA All-Star starter.
Oh. But yeah, no. I miss Isaiah Joe with all of my heart.
Trey, I'm sorry, man.
Instead, I watched Daniel House.
I do like Daniel House.
I do too.
I loved him.
I don't like him as much as I like Isaiah Joe.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I did love him on the Jazz for the little bit that we had him.
I'm very sad right now.
I know, Trey. I know. It's all right, man. Well, if this cheers you up, this came out right before we started our podcast. Cartoon Network will be doing a slam dunk contest, I'm pretty sure with cartoons, via Teen Titans Go.
Teen Titans Go is a goated show. And
it really is.
Says different is just a hater.
On Sunday. So I don't know how the heck that's going to work out, but I imagine it's going to be comparable to Nickelodeon's like NFL partnership, how they do stuff with the Pro Ball or in a game, the playoff games, you know?
Is straight up, it is just an animated version of the slam dunk contest where Robin, Beast Boy, Cyborg, Starfire, and Raven all dunk.
I think it'll be entertaining.
I would love to watch this.
Yeah, and if I had the choice between watching this, the Teen Titans one, or last year's NBA dunk contest, I'd probably do this year's Teen Titans Go.
Dang,
I know. I wasn't a fan of last year's.
Let me go one further, Nathan.
Okay.
If I had the choice between watching this year's Teen Titans Go slam dunk contest, or a play-in game, I would choose the Teen Titans Go slam dunk contest.
I think I would too. Bro, Beast Boy turned into like a T-Rex and then pterodactyl for some sort of 80,000 windmill. I don't even know. He could go octopus, bro.
Oh my gosh, I didn't think about that.
Full octopus,
bro.
And then
crazy.
yam it.
I bet Raven like summons like demons.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna have to watch this
I think we're gonna have to
figure it out. Yeah. But that came out.
We'll put it on our TikTok when we're watching it.
Okay. I like that.
Shout out our TikTok. 50 Shades of NBA.
Mm-hmm. Give it a like, repost, comment.
Check it out. It's actually, we're
it's good entertainment.
We're pretty good at TikTok.
At the end of the day, I'm not good at like guessing people, but
you're bad.
I'll give you a chuckle, put a smile on your face. Having a bad day, turn our TikTok on.
Watch Nathan fail.
Yeah, watch me fail. Scream at the phone alongside me.
Be like, how can you not get it? It's clearly LeBron James.
Yeah, hey,
it's not LeBron James. It's a
thing of the past. Thing of the past. I've grown beyond that.
Live forever.
It will, unfortunately.
I will play it at your wedding. I will share a screen and show everyone.
Tell the DJ, hey, I got a request. And just play the audio. It's not LeBron James.
It's not LeBron James. Have him remix it.
Oh my God, could you imagine?
That'd be so fun.
Yeah, I would just go to the bathroom and cry, dude. Like, guys, stop bullying me. I didn't know it was LeBron James, actually.
I'd lock the door. You can't go to your wedding anymore.
Just sit there in
no reception. Sit in the bathroom.
No reception. Just
all your groomsmen are smoking cigars. You're just sitting in the bathroom.
It's crying, dude.
It is LeBron James.
It's LeBron James, guys. I know it now. Hindsight's 2020. I'm on to bigger and better things.
Like what?
I don't know. I'm gonna get something. I'm gonna get the next player. I did get Bradley Beal.
Yeah.
Yep. And I knew I got him because I asked if he was cool.
Yep.
Bradley Beal's a cool player.
Facts.
Yes.
I really struggled with that question. I was not sure.
I thought it was
also you did not get our TJ Warren one, but someone mentioned that he's been traded since we did that, which I responded. Dude. I was like, hey, we recorded this like right before the trade deadline, so that's on us.
Get over it. But yeah, I saw someone goes old. It's like, man, we got haters. Hey, we got haters now. That's how you know we made it.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone who's made it has a hater.
At least one.
Also, really quick, I hope the Jazz don't buy out Russell Westbrook. I want him to be in a Jazz uniform so freaking bad. It's ridiculous. One, because I would buy that in a heartbeat. And two, the Jazz aren't good enough to do anything really in the playoffs. So you might as well just add him because he will elevate their team.
It'll look cool.
Yeah. And potentially an 8 seed. Get out of the play-in. I don't know, man. But it would definitely be a lot more interesting, and they're not bad enough to have a better lottery pick. Yeah. So just kind of putting it out there, manifesting Russell Westbrook playing with the Jazz, and we'll see what happens. All right. That's all I got.
Yeah, we would like to talk about the bubble too, but we're on battery saver, so
yep.
Till next time. This is where we're gonna cut it off.
Yep.
It's been real.
It's been fun,
but it ain't been real fun. This is Trey.
This is Nathan, and deuces.
#BigPutt.